But you've spoken, with conviction about your positions on the current conflict between Israel and the Palestinian people, like what's happening in Gaza. Have you navigated friendships with folks who don't share your position on the whole, or even some key parts of that?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I have a lot of friends who would consider themselves Zionists,
Hmm.
both Jewish and Christians.
Yeah.
Most people that I'm able to really have to be really honest, have a real heartfelt relationship with are deeply grieved
Hmm.
by the loss of life.
Hmm.
And I was just having a conversation with someone who I disagree with passionately, and he said, we shouldn't call it a genocide. And I said, okay, I'm not gonna like, that's a word, like,
Hmm.
but the fact is the biggest group of casualties of deaths in this war are 5 to 9 year olds. 5 to 9 year olds, thousands of them. It's a war on children.
Hmm.
And he said, well, Hamas is using them as human shields. And I said, listen, even if that's true, let's think about this, right? If you have a shooter, let's say like in Uvalde, right, who's taken a bunch of kids hostage, none of us thinks that the solution to that is to blow up the school, kill the children and the teachers to try to take out the shooter. Like, this is just creating so much pain, and we're not going to arrive at peace by killing other people's
Hmm.
children. So I think we've got to try to figure out a way to create common language to grieve the
Hmm.
lives lost. And I mean,
Hmm.
when I went through the Tel Aviv airport recently, I saw all the images of the folks being held hostage from October 7th, and I
Hmm.
just started weeping.
Hmm.
Compassion doesn't have to be a limited resource. We
Yes.
can have outrage by the lives lost on October 7th and the folks that are still being held hostage, or those who died because of Hamas, and say two wrongs don't make a right. And the big difference, though, is that the violence that's taken tens of thousands of lives in Gaza wouldn't happen without the funds and bombs and weapons being sent from the United States. So we're not arming Hamas in the way that we're arming Israel. And so I think we have a moral obligation to
Yeah.
try to not. It's like if I'm giving the kids in my neighborhood guns, and then I'm going, now don't kill kids or anyone.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make some money here. So I think like we've got to like really call out those that are profiting from war, like Lockheed Martin and the weapons contractors that and try to figure out like how can we build for peace. And I'll just say to conservative folks that I find the labels very clunky, to be honest, y'all. So I don't like these conservative and liberal. They're very, very clunky words. But um, my friend Munther Isaac did a 45-minute interview with Tucker Carlson. And
Hmm.
it is a really odd and nuanced and refreshing conversation. I mean, he's just sort of going, if we care about the persecuted church, like there's only about 900 Christians left in Gaza. This is some of
Hmm.
the oldest Christians we have. And
Hmm.
like we should care about everyone, Muslims and like no matter who they are, they're a child of God. But it's impossible to care about persecuted Christians overseas and not care about the Christians in the West Bank or in Gaza or Syria, and also not to want to welcome refugees. I mean, some of these folks are coming out of persecution, and we're going, we care about you as long as you stay in Syria,
Yeah.
So I think that's the things we've got to really name as problematic.
Yeah. Um,
Thanks for watching this Theology Lab video. If you're enjoying it, you can subscribe to the channel below and you'll get more Theology Lab videos as soon as they're released.